too. No, I don't do second takes. This isn't it. Okay, folks. Hey there, folks. Welcome to this episode of Michael in the Backyard. We're on an adventure today. What are you looking at me like that for?
Michael in the Backyard. Where did that change?
Where was it going to be? Huh?
Michael's Backyard Marina.
Michael's Backyard Marina? Why do you bring that up? That's the other channel.
Okay.
That's RMD Creations.
Okay.
We're doing RM3D Creations, which is Michael in the Backyard.
Okay.
You know, you think she would watch my channel every now and then and figure it out. I'm not even sure she's subscribed yet. No?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we're in New Canton, Illinois. Wonder where the old Canton's at. Did they sell it? Anyway, we're having some fun today. We're on the road. I decided I found, well, I didn't find it. I don't find anything. My wife gets me in trouble on this stuff a lot. I think I'm a Facebook Marketplace problem. Nope. I'm sitting at work and she's sending me these pictures of things and she goes, ooh, this. And now, guys, I'm going to tell you, this woman to my right is special. She's laughing now. Because, you know, when we go fishing, she's like, do you think we have enough night crawlers for fishing tonight? She's asking me these questions, you know. Not many women or wives ask that question of their husbands. And then she goes, you do realize, this has been a couple years ago, you do realize if you get home by 5, we could be on the lake by 5:30 and fishing. Said no wife ever, except this one. But in this case, she sent me a picture of a tandem axle trailer. And I've got a tandem axle trailer car hauler. I picked it up, and it was when I was picking up outboard motors a couple years ago. And this guy is like, hey, you interested in a trailer? And it's like, how much? And he told me a number, and I said, no, that's too much. Most I'd be willing to do is this. And he agreed, and it's like, dang it. You know, sometimes I just need other people to tell me no, and I'll walk away, because I have trouble saying no. No, she shakes her head. Anywho, we've got, it's a pretty heavy-duty tandem axle trailer. The guy claims it weighs about 3,000 pounds. It's like an 18-foot trailer. It's got some pretty heavy I-beam in it. And I said, what kind of tongue weight do you think it has? And he says, oh, probably between 500 and 900 pounds. And I'm like, that seems kind of a lot. But, and I said, well, I think I can pull it home with my Jeep. So we're in the Jeep Liberty, as you can see. And so we're going to go get it. And hopefully, and it's a 2 5/16 ball, which I have on the back. But I should be able to pull the trailer with this Jeep, no problem. Empty, because this is rated for a tow capacity of 5,000 pounds. I'm estimating the trailer might be 2,500 pounds as built, but we'll see. I'll pull it across the scale. We'll know by the end of today. But yeah, we're going over to a town called Princeton, Illinois, which is about a 3-hour drive from my location that I call home. And we'll see if we can pick this thing up, get it home. It doesn't have any lights on it, but I've got my magnetic lights we'll put on it to get home safely, and with my bill of sale. And we'll go from there and see how it goes. And I think this trailer would definitely replace my current tandem trailer. It's much more heavy duty. It's got like a drive-over fender. The fenders are flush with the top of the deck. The deck is old timbers, it looks like rough sawn, whole timber. We'll get some more information on it when we get there, so stay tuned. We'll, because hopefully we're not, I brought everything I need to change a tire, change a wheel bearing, change a whatever, if I need to. So, you know me, I'm always I got the back of the Jeep's always loaded down as it might as well be a portable toolbox at this point in time. The back seat's very rarely folded up. So, we'll see ya after we get a hold of that trailer. Hi there, folks, and welcome back. We did just get this trailer purchased. I am pretty thrilled with the purchase so far. Check this bad boy out. Just check it out. Now, don't hate on it yet. I want you to understand that these beams, this I-beam is at least 6 inches thick here. Yep, tape measure, 6 inches. Stake pockets, Huge stake pockets. 6 lug wheels. The tires are only 05s. So, I'm sorry, 2018. They're only 5-year-old tires. They're looking pretty decent. They'll last a little while longer for sure, I feel. But it's got these heavy duty drop ramps that are built on. You can slide them in and out. I have to use my lights, as you can see, to make this thing work. I actually pulled over and I was giving you an update because I did a check. I did a grabbage on the wheel hubs to see if they were warm. They are stone cold perfect. I will obviously repack them. Now the crazy part is I'm pulling this with my Jeep Liberty. I did have to take the spare tire off to get this hitch to go on there. It's a 2 5/16 ball. Yes, what this trailer is capable of, this Jeep is not capable of. But the tongue weight, I was actually able to pick that tongue weight up. It's maybe 120 pounds of tongue weight, which is perfect. I was just running down the interstate at the speed limit, current interstate speed limit. Yes, I was. But she pulls like a dream. She's steady Eddie. Does everything I want it to do so far. So this will be a perfect candidate to, when I make another purchase, to haul it home on. The one thing that really intrigued me about this and what I like so much about it is these fenders were not above the trailer deck, which is perfect for pallet loading and, putting things on from the side and picking it off from the side and any direction in between. What's up, co-pilot? So we've been on the road since 5 o'clock this morning. You locked it. I don't know how you locked it, but you locked it. How'd you get out? You can't get out with it locked.
They're after me.
Oh, I came over here to get my camera out and I couldn't get in. I didn't lock it. Okay, test the theory. Get in here. I'm gonna lock it.
No.
Come on.
Go this way.
Come on.
Throw this way.
Hey,
Throw this way.
work with me.
Here's another piece of trash.
How come it won't lock?
Oh,
Hit the button down. It won't lock. Hit the button down. I'll try to get out of the car. And it's still locked. No, it unlocked. You had to bump it when you got out. I'll bet. It had to be. I don't know how else. Anywho. Okay, I didn't win that one, folks. I might have thought I won, but we all know I really didn't win that one. Anywho, sorry about all the traffic noise behind me. These people on the interstate just wouldn't stop for me to do this. But yeah, look at the size of these timbers. I love these timbers. They're just ginormous. This isn't your regular 2x. This is whole, yeah, it's just heavy. All right, we're gonna point it home. Like I said, we've been on the road since 5 a.m. this morning. The first thing we went to look at was a complete and total bust. Did not work out. So we made the road trip on further down the road here, where we're at now, to get this thing. So, but we did eat a good breakfast, and guarantee you we're going to eat something this afternoon that needs to be equally as good, and we'll call it a winter day for sure. Winter chicken dinner. We'll get back on this one here. Next time you see me, we're going to pull some wheel hubs off. We're going to look at some bearings, possibly clean and repack, and just assess what we need to do here. It's got this tote here, which is awesome for putting things in, but it's also awesome for what's in here? Wood block, floor jack, grease gun, another grease gun, yet another grease gun. There's 3 grease guns in here. Somebody's afraid of something not getting greased. All right, let's get back on the highway. We got to go. Be back in a minute. All righty, folks. It was a long day yesterday. I spent 14 hours, 12 of it plus on the road. We stopped and ate twice. We looked at a piece of equipment. We were heading toward Godfrey, Illinois to look at a piece of equipment. Let's just say the pictures didn't tell the whole story, so I passed on that one. Proceeded to head north to Princeton, Illinois. Got there. Was happy with what I saw. So we made the deal. And as you saw earlier, this is what we made the deal on. We made it home, safe and sound. Yeah, you guys are probably thinking, I can't believe you pulled that heavy trailer home with a Jeep Liberty. Well, believe it or not, that Jeep Liberty has 5,000 pounds of towing capacity. And sometimes I almost get there, but not often. I weighed this trailer, ran it across the scale on the way home, the co-op scale. 2,800, I got it on my hand here still from last night. It faded a little bit. Palm Pilot batteries are going dead. 2,800 pounds is what the trailer weighs. That's with the tongue on the scale and everything, total weight. With the tongue not on it, it weighed 2,660. So that's telling me I got 140 pounds of tongue weight, which is perfect. Now, it's only perfect if the trailer's flat and level on a tandem, and I'll tell you why. When it sits like this, as you can see, this is sitting like this. Now, obviously, I'm climbing a little bit of a hill here. This is a little more exaggerated, but when you're on flat ground, it still looks like this, only about a half as much. Well, that's because on my hitch is low. It's straight out, and I'm going to have to I got a hitch ball and a hitch last night that goes up and out, and that'll help me in that situation. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, that's 3,000 pounds. You can only haul 2,000 pounds from there. Absolutely correct. This isn't always going to be my towing vehicle in the future. It just is for now. But it did tow home really well. You can run down the highway at 70 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour, no problem at all. It actually had less drag and pulled easier than my 1976 Starcraft, which weighs 2,660 pounds, I believe. So it's a little bit lighter, but this pulled easier. And I'll tell you why. It's that windshield and the wind and everything, the drag. This here, there's not much drag here. It slicks through the wind because it's flat. The boat was not that way. So I'm going to show you a few things I've noticed. I've kind of walked around it a little bit this morning. Then I busted the camera out. And then once you stare at something for a while, you start putting pieces of the puzzle together. Now, the guy I bought it from, awesome gentleman. Really enjoyed talking to him. He flips houses for a living, and is doing a good job. And he bought this originally because he has a backhoe he was putting on it, and his backhoe weighed like 8,000 pounds. Well, I can't remember exactly, between 7,500 and 8,000 pounds. Fairly heavy, right? And that's what he was hauling on it, is what he was telling me. And I saw the backhoe in the background in the pictures when I was looking at this trailer. I'm like, cool, I need a trailer that can do that kind of work. And I saw in the pictures, you see the size of these beams here and the size of the tongue, and you see the tandem axle and the nice built-on ramps, and you can just look at it and go, yeah, that looks like that should be able to do that kind of work. Now, he wasn't going very far back and forth with it. He had it for, my memory's so bad, and this was just yesterday. Maybe I'm just burned out from being on the road all day yesterday. But about 6 months ago, he bought this. And then he doesn't need it anymore. He's doing other things, has other means, and he doesn't need this trailer anymore. Thought, needs to get it out of the yard, get rid of some stuff. So I'm like, I'm your guy then, I guess, which is what it turned out to be. So he said that the guy he got it from, he bought it at an auction, and he thought that the guy that had it before him had put new axles and tires on it, and I believe it because all the tires are matching, for one, which I honestly think in tandem axle world, with trailers, utility trailers, it's a rare bear because somebody will blow a tire, put a different tire on. One tire wears out, they'll replace the one tire, or something happens, and you don't have a match set. These are all date coded for the 49th and 50th week of 2018. So they're 5 years old. And they have some wear on them. You can tell the trailer has been pulled. cool part about it is the wheel bearings stayed cool all the way home. I was running down the highway, pulled off at one of the rest stops after about 15 miles of running at 70 and 75 miles an hour, and grabbed the hubs. Not a bit of temperature in them. That makes me feel real happy, because normally I'm used to dealing with boat trailers, and boat trailers never, ever have good bearings in them. These, I'm thinking I'm pretty much can clean up and repack. Other things that clue me in on when I started looking at it today, these fenders are pretty beat up. I mean, and they also, as you can see, the tires will stick out past a little bit on the factory fenders that were on this trailer. A factory or aftermarket or whatever has happened here. But you can also see where somebody cut these out because they were going to rub the tires. And, torched them out. So, okay, that's fine. I think one of the things on my agenda, it won't happen in this video, but watch for upcoming videos, is I'm going to build new fenders, because I've priced what these cost for a pair. And since I do have a welder and I have a special set of skills, as it were, I'm going to have me some sheet steel, like 1/8 inch. This is thicker, 1/8 inch steel, sheared, to make it come out to here. And I can put me a little lip on it and make this piece come down on it here. I think let's just say I can buy the steel for the less money possibly than I can buy fenders. And they're going to be a whole lot heavier gauge. And I'll also put a brace on the fender from here to the frame. And because this part will also be welded onto the frame, these fenders will be, for lack of a better term, drive over fenders, even though there is no drive over possibilities here. Now, a guy could do something here with these stake pockets. These stake pockets are nice and big. They're huge. You could actually make something that dropped into here, an L-shaped piece that came out, and make this actually handle something wider than it was designed for. And I think that would work just fine. And then the drive over fenders would come into play. You see where I'm going with that? But let's see, what else was there in here? Underneath, you can tell that this frame, I don't know what this trailer started out as. I just know what it is today. And I'm pretty tickled with it. It's a good foundation for what I want to do. Let's put it that way. You might be asking, what are you going to do? Well, this is Michael in the backyard. Whatever I want to do in the backyard, and whatever projects, eventually this pond that's down here, I'm going to rebuild it. And that's going to take a piece of equipment I've never driven or owned in my life, but may end up with eventually. So that's what this is all about. Because I got a buddy that's got a truck big enough to tow things. And he said he'd help me. I priced having something shipped to my house from wherever, and it was the same price as I paid for this trailer. So in this situation, I could pay somebody to ship it here, and then I got the thing I had shipped here, but I don't have a trailer. And eventually I might want a trailer and a truck big enough to pull it, obviously. But this way here, I can invest the money that I was going to spend on shipping, which is like paying rent. It's gone, and you have nothing to show for it. And I can do this guy, and I can make it into something that'll last me decades to come, and still be pretty valuable just because of what it is and when I get done with it. Now, the other cool part is, if you try to buy steel like this to build a trailer like this, you will spend a lot of money. So my suggestion for you guys is, if you ever are looking to build a trailer, see what you can buy first. The prices of things have gone astronomical. Steel is out of this world. It's not out of this world. Inflation has just kicked us all square in the rear, right? You can buy something like this cheaper and fix it up. Then you can buy all the steel, and think about all the time you'll have putting into it. I'm going to have some time in this when I'm done, but I've got what I'd call an awesome foundation. Just to give you an idea, Some of you may not follow my other channel where I work on boat stuff. Well, here's a trailer here, for instance, that I have refurbished for my boat I call Big Blue. And this tongue you see coming out from underneath here is a 14 foot piece of 3-inch by 4-inch tubing, 3/16 wall. That tubing alone right there is $175. I believe it's what, yeah, $175. So what I'm saying is tubings isn't cheap. Channel, yes, is a little less expensive, but still, it's gonna cost you something. And that's why I refurbished and reused. This was the old tongue here and here that I, built that from scratch because it was cheaper than buying anything out there. And plus I had leftover steel. So now that you see that, and you see this is in the kind of rough shape, I want to bring it back around. Now I like the blue. It looks like it originally was black and somebody painted it blue, but we'll clean some things up. But we got to, it's going to be one of those things that gets worse before it gets better. The other thing I'll show you here real quick, and I'm working on a day where the clouds are just like, there's some blue in there, and there's some really dark back there. The weather could bust on me at any minute, is what I'm saying. Oh, the other thing is, look inside here. This had, so far I've found 3 grease guns. There's a jack in here that I don't know if it works. I just plopped that down on my wiring. That was smart. What the heck is this? Oh, this used to be part of that. It's been shoved up in the mud. The good news is I've had a couple of these laying around. Don't know why. Don't remember, but I have it. It says 2,000 pounds max load. We're gonna swap that out on here. So I have it's long as it should be again, and I can put a foot on it. Old brake clean container. Huh. Have magnetic lights. Hey, that's what I used back here to get it home. Oh, what's going on here? Wow, that's just a gnarly mess. I'm looking in here with you guys for the first time. What is this thing? What's it do? Oh, it's 2 up. If you guys know what those are, bleep blop it below, because it looks like stainless because it ain't rusty. Stained, but it ain't rusty. That looks like something off something. Anybody need any Gatorade? Ooh, that's still got some Gatorade in it. We got, oh, what the heck? This guy, old chain. I said, do you need anything out of here? He goes, whatever's in there is what was in there when I bought it. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Hey, I know what that looks like. I'll show you. Hey, there's the jack handle for the jack. Here. There's another. I'm guessing this used to be the safety chains. Heavy duty. Rusty. Grease gun. Nozzle. More of that sheet metal stuff. I ain't even found the bottom. There's another one of those. I wonder what those were off of. Why somebody would just throw them in here. Ratchet strap. Junk. It's not a strap at all. Okay. What the heck? I don't know what that is. We'll get that all cleaned out. At least we've explored it. I thought that was a snake at first. Dead snake skin. It's not. But yeah, these here. It's like at one time somebody had some oval shaped lights in here. On here. We'll get that cleaned out. Unfortunately, the lid is missing. And it is a DZ. I just saw these for $169 at the Farm and Fleet store. Now, I want to show you something here. See those ramps, how they're sitting there? One's up, one's down. See, well, we got some work to do there. I like the ramps. They have a really cool natural curve to it. Yeah, that's not supposed to be there. All the welds are broken. Not all of them, but You can see here, there, I just pounded that one back in place with my hand. Urgh. Broken down here. Where is it? This is broke loose here. But these are things that I can fix. I can weld. I can do that. I can fabricate. Why this one has a something here and that one has a nothing there. Did it have something? There's no evidence of it. But that thing that was up front, what is this doing? So this thing here is supposed to be a loop on each end, it looks like, that you can put right here. So you pull this off, put that in there, and it would actually hold the ramp, you know, at a vertical. It looks like my Mathema guys here, it says that would hold that straight up and down so that you had the full length of the trailer, take advantage of the full length of the trailer. But you also have the option to lay it down. Well, this one's laying down right on a thing. They have like little traction triangles here. And it's laying right on that, which is holding it up. So, you know, it needs some TLC from me. It's what it needs. And then they'll both lay all the way down. I actually found it's nice when they lay down like that. There's actually a lot less drag. Because even though it's expanded metal, which this is some heavy duty stuff here, which the welds are broken loose here and there, which we'll get all that welded back in place. Because it's not destroyed. It's able to be healed at this point. A good weld will be almost as strong as the steel, maybe even stronger. I don't know. Tensile strength wise. What happens, these things get run over for years and years and years, and they flex and flex and flex, and finally they crack. And some of them crack right in the weld zone. And that could be because no preheat. It could be because it's just fatigues. You only wiggle it back and forth so many times before she just snaps. This one snapped kind of funny. That's just a clean break, no weld. But the crack could have started here at the weld, and then just over time took a poo-poo. I haven't laid these out flat yet. Let's cut my lights off. Now, if you guys use these magnetic lights, don't trust them. The magnets are okay, but the difference between it staying on and falling off is one good sharp bump. Let's see here if I can. Oh, that's heavy. Let's see what they look like down. This would be nice to have a spring. That's gonna crush me. Oh. Now, obviously, if the front of the Jeep wasn't down, or the back of the Jeep wasn't down, and the S-end wasn't up, this would lay flat on the ground pretty much. And as you can see, they're fairly heavy duty, for sure. And, uh-oh. Caught the boss watching on me, checking things out. All right, off camera, I went ahead and dropped these ramps down. As you can see, they're sitting up like this. That's because the, front's down and all that stuff. Normally that would be laying on the ground, taking all the weight of what's going up there. Now, obviously, this is going to be too long of ramps, or too steep of an angle, maybe to pull a car up onto. But I did just pull a tape on this thing. We've got 15 foot of flat, and we got 3 foot of beaver tail here. So it's 18 foot long trailer altogether. It is, the wood outside to outside is 6.5 feet wide. Is what that measures. So easily could pull a vehicle like this up onto it. Well, I think the first thing I want to do is I want to clean this trailer up. And I want to get the rest of the garbage out of here so it can dry out. Maybe drill a few holes in the bottom for now. Looks like it has some holes in the corners. But just get this nastiness out of here. That's precisely what it is. But before we do that, I'm going to change this out so I can get the Jeep away from it, level it up. Then I'm going to get the power washer out and power wash this decking off. I want to knock some of the ugly off of it. Now, people would pay big big dollars to have this wood in this condition to do something with. Not me. I want to power wash it off when I get some good drying days. We're coming into this is fall. We're coming into the winter. There's going to be snow, rain, ice, everything else. Last thing I want is all this wood absorbing all kinds of moisture, freezing, and just being hard on it and wearing it out further. I've got 3 trailers that have wood decks on them. I take some Thompson's water seal, or if there's something better out there, let me know. I'm going to do some research. What do you like to use to seal your wooden decks up that lasts and holds on there? I want to do that on here. I want to soak it down. I love it when I see it rain and the way rain beads up on the wood. It means it's not getting into the wood and not creating more drama for the wood. Alrighty, let's see what we can do about getting this hitchamajigger fixed up here. First things first, what size we got here? Oh, that's actually tapped right into that. That's a thick piece. Like a 1/4 inch chunk here. And they used grade 8 bolts. What do you think, Toasty Toast? Are you the cat with the mosty most? Huh? Are you my cat with the most, buddy? Oh, boy. What do you think? Kitty cats? Whoa, whoa, whoa. You about got stepped on, buddy. All right, this thing, when it got broke off sometime in its past, got all twisted up, and it won't fit up through the hole it originally fit through, so I think I'm gonna have to put 1 bolt back in. Crank this thing back out a little bit. And then just cut it off. And I can cut that off and we'll be able to get it out of there. All right, we got the old handy dandy bandy. So I just cut this off with a nice clean cut. Keep the chain out of the action here for a minute. Man, that had so much mud packed up in there from some good black dirt too. Now we should be able to pull this out of here. This has also got, oh shoot, this got a big old whammo on it here. Huh, I wonder if I should have just cut that off higher and be done with it. Now we'll see if it just lifts out or not. Oh, come on. I can't tell. Hey, I won. I always win. Now the question is, will this one go in? Obviously that whole pattern's just a little bit different. Plus I want this to be this way anyway, because that way I can crank. The spare tire is going to be right here, which will be a problem, right? What if I just flip this around? Yeah. If I went this direction, so it was always here. I think that's my best bet. Well, this is the best thing that China has to offer, I guess, right now. But I thought it was kind of funny, the fact that this piece here is not even welded on. So I'll be able to beat that around so it's straight, so that this comes out in the right direction. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to weld it in place. I'm not sure how that's supposed to support weight when it's not even fastened. I don't get it. But we brought this all on ourselves. We keep buying this Chinese crap. Just trying to get it so this handle here is straight, so the crank can go this way. So I'm basically drilling just the backwards pattern that it has here. I think that'll work. Let's go ahead and we'll mark ourselves some holes to drill and tap. Okay, we got her marked. Easy to see. All right, we'll take our 5/16. I'm gonna do 3/8/16 tap in here. That's right next to the beam. Well, hopefully this will work. All right, just that one task took drilling, tapping, welding. Maybe not welding if didn't have one. I already had this one, okay? So I used it. I honestly don't know how this was supposed to do anything when it's not even welded on. I just put a couple of tacks there. All it's holding is the tongue of the trailer in a static state. That's it. It is capable of 2,000 pounds, so it claims, but I don't believe it. There'll definitely be a better one before it's all said and done, but one step at a time. I need to get the Jeep off of it. I wanted to use a minimal amount of blocks to get it off the ground. That's what I did. Now I gotta put away all my other crap I drug out. And these safety chains are obviously way too long for my application. But my understanding, this guy was pulling it with a dump truck originally. So we'll eventually replace those with something more in-betweenish. We got wiring everywhere. This is some wiring. What do we got down here? Oh, here's the broken off piece of this. Huh. Is this supposed to be here? And you're supposed to have this to be able to, keep it from popping off. So that's all busted and broken in. So like I said, I think I'm gonna cut this off and I'll replace it with something else that's up to my standards. And also works. Obviously this didn't come loose off, but there was also nothing left. Nothing keeping this from doing this down the highway. This is what this is supposed to get into right here, which keeps it from going like that. Obviously, it's had a rough life. We're going to de-roughen it a little bit and make it better. And at least as strong, if not stronger. Okay, I'm going to get the rest of this junk cleaned out of here. It still works, but it's scrap. I would never pick up something with it and trust it. Nope. Scrap barrel that goes. All right, let's get rid of the rest of this stuff and we'll be back. Got our new, not a new, but we got a trailer jack on there for now. But we power washed everything on the outside here. That look at that wood now. And then it's going to look pretty good when I put some kind of sealant on it to protect it. I don't know where the red came from. If these were some red barn boards at some point in their previous life, or did somebody just barn red this thing a little bit to stain it? But it doesn't look like a spill. So look at the heads of these bolts. And I see they got red on them yet, you know. So I think this thing, somebody might have put some barn paint on the old deck surface at one point in time. That's probably why the boards look as good as they do now, is that had some protection for a number of years. But it looks pretty good. We're gonna pick apart this project a piece at a time. So you guys, if you haven't liked or subscribed already, feel free to do so. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. Even if you have to sign up for a YouTube account, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And then you can leave comments and subscribe and like and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's a beefy one. It's gonna be a good one. Not to mention just a giant portable work surface, if nothing else. Wow. Well, this has been fun. I had fun going and getting it. It was a long day to get there, but we got her done. And I'm happy to bring this thing along. I want you guys' opinion. Now, I'm really liking this. I'm going to show you it. And I'm not sure if I can still get it because I've had trouble finding it. But this antique white. I really kind of like the color of that. It just kind of, I don't know, it looks clean. Also helps that it's fresh, I guess. So anything that's new and fresh is going to look pretty good because I got that trailer. I've got this, my utility trailer here that's gray. Painted it with some Rust-Oleum machine gray. It's had a few beatings here and there. It could use a little freshening up for sure. Knock some loose stuff off, put some fresh stuff on. But what color do you think this will look good in, guys? Should I go back to black? I know a lot of trailers are just black. Or do I do a canary yellow? Right now the paint's so shot, this and that. We're gonna have new fenders to paint anyway. We're gonna do a lot of welding on those ramps. Those ramps are gonna need some TLC, some paint. When I'm done, we gotta fix all the cracks in it. We'll end up bending this piece of angle iron back so it's straight and doesn't have that little curve to it. We'll do a little work, is what I'm saying. Yep. Then we'll be installing new marker lights, new tail light. I am not going to be doing one of these. I'm going to be welding on a piece of a heavy-duty piece of channel that'll kind of swallow up that light a little bit, protect it, keep rocks from hitting it, keep me from backing into things and ripping it off, you know, stuff like that. We'll actually put some marker lights on the front of the fenders so I can see it in my rearview mirror. We'll put marker light back up here. So we got a little bit of wiring to do on this guy. But let's get all the mechanicals going, and then we'll go to the electricals. Also, on a trailer this size, and the weight it's designed to carry, should have one broke axle. When I say broke axle, that doesn't mean broke in. It means brakes. It should have one axle that have brakes. I was looking online, you can get 3,500 pound brakes, you can get 7,000 pound brakes. I need to break one of these axles, and typically I'm gonna break the front axle because that's gonna be the axle that typically has more of the weight on it. You think about it, you can have all the weight on the trailer and you're still gonna have some tongue weight. That means if you got tongue weight, there's more weight here than there. So we'll put some, I think we're gonna have to put some brakes. And I put some hydraulic brakes on my boat trailer. I've got to plumb them in yet. They aren't plumbed in with a surge, you know, thingy. And I'm going to be replacing this hitch anyway with something. And that something might as well be something I'm going to want to use. So what's your guys' vote? I know they have electric brakes that don't need the brake controller. And the one thing I do like about having the independent braking system on the trailer is the fact that the tow vehicle doesn't necessarily have to be set up with brakes. It doesn't have to be. When you hit the brakes, the load shifts forward, on the hitch, and then the brakes activate. Now, for a 7,000 to 8,000 pound capacity trailer, do they have such an animal? Does it work in a heavy capacity? That's some of the things I'm going to be researching, and you guys can leave your comments down below. Like I said, we'll be working on this week over week, weather permitting. Like right now, I power washed it because we got a good breeze today. The clouds are out. It could still rain, but over the next few days, it should dry out really well. I'm gonna wait till it's good and dry, and then I'm just gonna hose this thing down with some wood sealant and just protect it. Actually, I'm gonna do it on all 3 of my trailers. I'm just gonna hose them down, make that water bead, and make sure nothing soaks into it, and just let's make it last a lot longer, because I think these boards have been around a while. This trailer's been around a while, and I want it to last a while longer. Anyway, I'm asking for advice from you guys. I know what I want to do, but I can always be persuaded. I know a good idea when I hear it. I'm just telling you that right now. I do know a good idea when I hear it. And it needs to make good sense. All right, well, I'm gonna run off to the store now, get some sealer. Maybe the next video, I'll be sealing this thing up. Maybe the tail end of this video, I'll be sealing this thing up. I don't know. What I do know is I like to, on my second channel here, I can easily, and I shouldn't say easily, it takes some work, takes some time. I try to stay 2 or 3 or 4 videos ahead. So I can, something like this, I can not put a video out for a week or 2, get this to a good place for a video for you guys, so it has somewhat of some conclusion. This isn't going to have a conclusion. This has some, we got it. We made progress on it, and we're going to continue to make progress. And I'll show you guys how I do certain things. When we go to weld up those ramps, I'll tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. You'll see. Same way with those fenders. We're going to be building fenders. There's probably going to be a video on just building the fenders, because that's going to take some effort. That's going to take some welding time, and depending on what the weather does, I'm going to be able to pull this thing up right next to the front of my shop and get out there and do some welding right out there. Maybe avoid some wind, some weather, and some other things. But yeah, we gotta, there again, like I said earlier, that hitch is broken. We need to replace that. That front box is nice, but doesn't have a lid. And I don't like keeping chains and straps and stuff into something, because this trailer is going to have some heavier duty capabilities. Are these pipes good enough to chain onto and hook onto? Should I put my own D-rings on here with planned for tying down 4 corners heavy equipment? I want you guys' thoughts on that, because I'm calling this a blank slate right now. A great foundation on which to build on and make this thing better than it was when the previous person built it. I could add a few more features to it. I could have a hoist on it. I could, engine hoist mounted on. This thing's heavy. It's heavy duty. It's going to do. If you guys started drinking every time I said heavy duty, I apologize, but you probably have alcohol poisoning by now. And for that, I do apologize. All right. This is Michael saying, if it ain't broke, fix it till it is. We'll see you on the next video. And I hope you've been enjoying the videos on this channel that I've been putting out. Trying to keep it interesting, trying to keep it so you guys can learn something, pick up something, get a brainstorm. It's like, I can do that. I should do that. I want to do that type of thing. Okay. This is Michael saying, if it ain't broke, fix it till it is. We'll see you on the next video. And I'm out.